If you can't afford anything here, there's a diner across the street, sweetie. The waitress smirked as she towered over the black woman in cheap clothes, waving the expensive menu in her face like a joke. Customers snickered. Someone even whispered, "Why is she even here?" But the woman didn't move, didn't flinch. She simply gave a soft smile, the kind that hides a storm behind it. People always say, "Never judge a book by its cover." But that day, the waitress did. She looked at the old black woman in faded shoes and a worn handbag and decided in a single glance that she wasn't worth her time. What she didn't know was that this woman had walked into the restaurant with a secret powerful enough to change her entire life, and a $10,000 lesson she would never forget. The restaurant was buzzing with noise, light, and the smell of expensive food. Tables were full of people in designer clothes, gold watches, sparkling jewelry, and loud laughter. Then she walked in. An elderly black woman, maybe late 60s. Her dress was simple, almost outdated. Her shoes were clean but old. Her purse looked like it had survived more years than anyone in the room. She smiled gently as she walked to a corner table. The waitress, Samantha, saw her and rolled her eyes. To Samantha, people dressed like this woman meant small bills, cheap orders, no tips, wasted time. She walked to the next table, a group of wealthy influencers, and greeted them like royalty. But she passed the old woman as if she was invisible. Minutes passed, then 10 minutes, then 15. The woman waited quietly, hands folded, watching other tables get served. She didn't complain. She simply watched. When Samantha finally approached the woman, irritated, she didn't even make eye contact. "Yes, what do you want?" The old woman smiled softly. "Just a simple meal, dear. Whatever your heart recommends." Samantha scoffed. No patience, no warmth, just the bare minimum. She brought the food, dropped it on the table, and walked away without a word. But the old woman, she prayed over her food, smiled again, and ate slowly, like she appreciated every bite. While she ate, two things happened. Customers noticed how rudely she was treated. The manager noticed too, and frowned. But the old woman never said a word, not a single complaint. Near the end of her meal, she wrote something on the bill, placed her old purse on the table, and tucked something inside the check booklet. She stood up gently, adjusted her cheap shawl, and walked out, unnoticed and unappreciated. Samantha walked over, ready to clear what she assumed would be a $2 tip. Maybe nothing. But when she opened the little black booklet, her hands froze. She gasped so loudly another server turned around. Inside was a cash tip of $10,000, crisp, real, and stacked. And on the bill, a handwritten note. Kindness costs nothing, but ignoring people could cost you everything. Mrs. Eleanor Hart, chairwoman of Hart Foundation. Samantha's knees nearly gave out. The Hart Foundation, one of the biggest charitable organizations in the state, a name that showed up on schools, hospitals, community centers. The old woman wasn't poor. She wasn't ordinary. She was a millionaire philanthropist, testing the character of the people around her the same way she had once been tested when she was young and poor. The manager rushed outside trying to catch her, but she was already gone, stepping into a simple car with a driver who bowed before opening the door. Samantha burst into tears. It wasn't guilt about the money. It was guilt about the truth. She didn't fail as a waitress. She failed as a human being. From that day, Samantha changed. She greeted everyone with respect, no matter how they looked. She apologized to people she had brushed off before. She volunteered at a local shelter, a shelter funded by the same woman she ignored. And every night she kept the note in her pocket as a reminder. Kindness costs nothing. Never underestimate the quiet people. Never judge the ones who look simple. And never forget, life has a strange way of testing your heart when you least expect it. Because the person you ignore today may be the one holding the blessing you've been praying for. If this story moved you, don't scroll without engaging. Your support helps this message reach someone who truly needs it. Like the video, comment, respect everyone. If you felt the lesson, subscribe to Hidden Tales Stories for more powerful, life-changing stories. Share this with someone who judges too quickly, viewers. Have you ever been judged by your appearance? How did it make you feel? Tell your story in the comments. Someone out there needs your testimony.